The unexpected encounter. It all began when Melania Trump, former First Lady of the United States, decided to visit a local McDonald's in Washington, D.C. on a quiet afternoon. She wasn't in disguise or surrounded by Secret Service agents. Just a normal visit to the fast food chain. The reason for her visit: to personally thank a cashier who had shown kindness to her son Barron, the youngest of the Trump children. During a visit some time ago, Barron had been visiting the McDonald's with a friend, and the cashier had gone out of their way to make the young boy feel comfortable and safe. Despite the attention his family often attracted, the heartfelt recognition upon walking into the McDonald's, Melania noticed the familiar face behind the counter. The cashier, unaware that the former First Lady was standing in front of them, greeted her as any customer would. Melania patiently waited in line, and when her turn came, she smiled warmly at the cashier. She then introduced herself in a calm, kind tone, telling the cashier that she wanted to thank them for their kindness towards Barron during his previous visit. The cashier, shocked at the recognition, looked around nervously, unsure if this was a joke or if they were genuinely speaking to Melania Trump herself. The emotional connection. After confirming her identity, Melania shared a personal moment with the cashier, recounting the details of the interaction. She explained how meaningful it was to see that someone had treated her son with care and respect, especially in public settings where they often felt like they were under a microscope. The cashier, still stunned, expressed how they had only tried to make Barron feel like any other kid and didn't expect any acknowledgement. The moment was emotional, and it was clear that both Melania and the cashier shared a sense of gratitude for the human connection that had been established during such a simple yet profound encounter. A surprising gesture. After their heartfelt conversation, Melania did something that left the cashier utterly speechless. She smiled and reached into her purse, pulling out a small envelope. Inside the envelope was a handwritten note from Melania, expressing her gratitude and admiration for the cashier's kindness. But there was more. She also included a generous gift card to a luxury store in Washington, D.C. The cashier's hands shook as they took the card. Still unsure if this was truly happening, Melania assured them that their kindness had made a difference, not just to Barron but to her as well. The gesture was simple but powerful, and it was clear Melania wanted to express her appreciation in a way that felt personal and genuine. A community moment. As the cashier processed the gift and thanked Melania repeatedly, something remarkable happened. A few other patrons, who had witnessed the exchange from a distance, began to take notice. Word spread quickly that Melania Trump was in the McDonald's, and many of them took a moment to thank her for her role in supporting the community, especially as she had often advocated for children and their well-being during her time as First Lady. Melania, ever graceful, graciously acknowledged the kind words of the strangers. She reminded everyone about the importance of showing kindness and empathy toward one another. This sparked a sense of warmth in the room, and the entire atmosphere shifted from one of surprise to one of community appreciation. The final surprise. Just as the interaction seemed to reach its natural end, Melania dropped another unexpected bombshell. Before leaving the McDonald's, she gathered everyone's attention once more and announced that she had arranged for a special treat for all the customers in the restaurant that day. The cashier, still processing the generous gift and kind words, was told that Melania had covered the cost of everyone's meal for the day. Patrons were shocked by the gesture, as many hadn't expected anything more than a simple thank you. The act created a buzz throughout the McDonald's, and people couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of goodwill from the surprising, yet touching, act of generosity. A personal connection with the staff. Before leaving, Melania took a moment to personally thank the rest of the staff working at the McDonald's. She walked behind the counter, introduced herself to the cooks and the rest of the crew, and expressed her appreciation for their hard work. Melania shared that she understood how often the work they did went unnoticed, but that she recognized their dedication, especially when they interacted with families and children. She took a moment to chat with them, asking how they were doing and offering a few words of encouragement. The staff, visibly moved by her words, were in awe of her genuine kindness. The energy in the restaurant shifted even further, with people realizing how truly personal and thoughtful this encounter had become. A lasting impact on the cashier. As Melania was about to leave, the cashier, still processing everything that had happened, found themselves unable to hold back their emotions. They approached Melania with a heartfelt thank you, explaining how this simple gesture had made them feel like their efforts had truly been seen and valued. The cashier shared that working at McDonald's could sometimes feel like a thankless job, but Melania's acknowledgement had reignited their passion for their work. Melania, moved by their words, promised that kindness would always go a long way in making a difference, no matter how small the act might seem. This conversation lingered with the cashier long after Melania had left, serving as a reminder that small moments of kindness could have a lasting impact on people's lives. Word spreads beyond the McDonald's as the day went on. The story of Melania's surprise visit and her thoughtful gestures began to spread beyond the walls of the McDonald's. Social media posts from nearby customers who had witnessed the heartwarming moment started circulating, and soon, local news outlets picked up the story. People began sharing their thoughts on the unexpected encounter, with many praising Melania for her kindness and the genuine impact she had on both the cashier and the customers present. What started as a small, personal act of gratitude had turned into a viral story that highlighted the power of kindness, especially in an era where public figures often seem distant from everyday people. A ripple effect of kindness in the days following Melania's visit. The McDonald's location saw a significant change in its atmosphere. The staff, inspired by the interaction, began to treat every customer with renewed warmth and care. Many regular patrons who heard about Melania's actions began sharing stories of their own small acts of kindness, both in and out of the restaurant. The cashier, now an unofficial hero in the eyes of the community, felt a renewed sense of purpose in their work. They even took it upon themselves to thank other employees for their efforts, creating a positive ripple effect within the workplace. The small, seemingly simple encounter had transformed the entire dynamic of the McDonald's, turning it into a place where people felt a little more seen, appreciated, and connected. A personal invitation. A few weeks after the visit, Melania surprised the cashier once more. This time, the cashier received a letter, personally signed by Melania herself, inviting them to a special charity event she was hosting. The letter expressed how touched she had been by their kindness, and how she hoped to continue supporting individuals who make a difference in their communities. The invitation came with VIP access to the event, where the cashier would be recognized for their positive impact and invited to meet other individuals who had inspired change in their communities. This invitation not only further solidified the connection between Melania and the cashier but also provided a platform for the cashier to be acknowledged on a broader stage. The cashier, overwhelmed and humbled by the invitation, attended the charity event, which turned out to be a glamorous and heartwarming affair. The event was filled with philanthropists, community leaders, and celebrities, all gathered to support causes close to Melania's heart, particularly those that focused on children's welfare. When the cashier arrived, they were greeted warmly by Melania herself, who introduced them to several notable guests. As the evening went on, the cashier was publicly recognized for their kindness and dedication, with Melania sharing their story in front of the crowd. The recognition left the cashier nearly speechless, their heart full of gratitude. The event was a turning point for the cashier, who walked away not just with a renewed sense of pride in their work but with a deeper understanding of the powerful ripple effect that small, kind actions can have. What started as a simple exchange at a McDonald's had blossomed into something far greater, an opportunity for the cashier to be seen and appreciated for their humanity, and a reminder to everyone that kindness, no matter how small, truly matters. The ripple effect continued beyond the event, with more and more people committing to acts of kindness. Inspired by the unexpected encounter, the McDonald's location where it all started became a symbol of warmth and community, and the cashier's story served as a reminder that kindness can change lives one small gesture at a time. Melania, through her genuine and unexpected actions, left behind a legacy of compassion that would be remembered by all who witnessed it.